नमस्कार, मेरा नाम डॉक्टर सत्य प्रकाश सिंह है। मैं सिटी स्कूल ऑफ फार्मेसी में कार्यरत हूँ। आज हम आपके सामने लेके आए हैं फार्मास्यूटिकल इंजीनियरिंग सब्जेक्ट, जो कि B.Pharm थर्ड ईयर का एक सब्जेक्ट है, जिसमें टोटल 5 यूनिट्स हैं। 5 यूनिट्स में से पहली यूनिट है जिसमें 3 चैप्टर्स हैं, जिसका पहला चैप्टर है फ्लो ऑफ फ्लूइड्स। सो फ्लो ऑफ फ्लूइड्स में फर्स्ट टॉपिक जो हम पढ़ेंगे that is types of manometers. So before going to types of manometer, let's have a brief idea about fluid flow. What is fluid flow? What are the different fluid mechanisms and what are its applications? So as you see in the slide, on the slide, that flow of substances that do not permanently resist distortion. That means when fluid is flowing and the when the fluid is flowing, if it does not resist the distortion means disturbance in the flow, then it is called as fluid flow. The fluid mechanics, it includes two branches. First one is fluid statics and second one is fluid dynamics. Fluid statics means it deals with the fluids at rest in equilibrium. So in short, we can say that fluid statics means fluid at rest. Okay. Now the second mechanism is fluid dynamics. Fluid dynamics, it deals with the fluids under conditions where a portion is in motion relative to other portions. That means in simple terms, we can say that fluid statics is fluid at rest, fluid dynamics is fluid in motion. So these are the two fluid mechanics which includes in this fluid flow branches. Application of fluid flow is first one, working of this mechanism is involved in the working of manometers. It also involves in quantification of fluid flow in Bernoulli's theorem. So these are the some basic applications of flow of fluid in pharmacy. It is also used in the dosage form also. This mechanism is used in dosage form also. Now next comes manometer and its types. Okay. So what is manometer? Manometer is a device that are used for the measurement of pressure difference. When we have to measure a pressure difference between a fluid flowing in a pipe, then the instrument that is used for measuring pressure difference is called as manometers. Now principle of fluid statics, when principle of fluid statics is employed in the working of manometers. What is which principle is employed? Fluid static principle is employed in working of manometers, not dynamic. It is of basically manometers is classified into 3 categories. First one is simple manometer, second one is differential manometer and third one is inclined manometer. Simple manometer, it is the most commonly used manometer or the manometer which is used frequently for the measurement of pressure difference. Second type is differential manometer. What is this? It is also a type of manometer less frequently used, but it is used for the measurement of small pressure differences. That means, if there is a very small change in pressure, that also can be measured with the help of this differential manometer. But with the help of simple manometer, this small pressure changes or differences cannot be properly measured. The third point is inclined manometer. This is the third type of manometer. These manometers are very less frequently used or less used, but it is also used for the measurement of small pressure differences. Now comes the first type, that is simple manometer. So, as I have explained earlier that manometers are used to measure the pressure of any fluid flowing through the pipe. So, what is the design of simple manometer, how it looks like and how it works? Let us have a diagram. Let us look at see this diagram. This is a U-shaped manometer. Okay. This manometer is made up of glass, which is a U-shaped. In this manometer, you will find the horizontal plane, that is called as datum plane. This is an arbitrary plane, arbitrary horizontal plane on which we are going to measure the pressure. So, what it consists? It consists of a glass U-shaped tube in which two liquids are filled, liquid A and fluid B. Here I have used the term fluid B. Fluid means it includes both both liquid and gases. That is why we have used the term fluid. So, this manometer, simple manometer, is consists of a glass U-shaped tube with two liquids, that is liquid A and liquid B. Liquid A have a density rho A, liquid B is also having the density rho B. Both these liquids, that is liquid A and liquid B, are immiscible with each other. Okay. I think this much is clear to you. Now, let the, if you again look into this picture, that is diagram of simple simple manometer, there are 5 points, point number 1, point number 2, point number 3, point number 4 and point number 5. So, all 5 points have different pressures. Let us consider point number 1 as a pressure P 1 and simply point number 5 has pressure P 2. Now, point number 2, if then so let pressure at point number 1 is P 1 and pressure at point number 2 is point number 5 is P 2. Now, how it works? So, we have to determine the pressure that is acting at point number 2 and pressure acting at point number 3. Now, so at equilibrium or during steady state, what is this? Pressure at point 2 will be equal to pressure at point 3. Now, what is the amount of pressure that is exerting at point 2? It is the total, it is the sum of the pressure at point 1 along with the pressure applied by this fluid B to this point. So, pressure at point 1 is P 1, pressure applied by this fluid B onto this point 2 is m plus r rho B g, whereas rho B is the density of liquid, that is fluid B, g is acceleration due to gravity and m plus r is the distance between point 1 and point 2, that is this distance of liquid. So, what happens when pressure P 1 and P 2 is applied into this tube, there is a slight movement of liquid A from in the meniscus of liquid A. So, it moves from point 2 to from point 3 to slighter upward to up to the point 4. So, this is the liquid A, meniscus of liquid A in this fluid. Due to the application of pressure, the liquid in one arm has slightly raised to upper side. Now, similarly, at pressure at point 3 will be the sum of all the pressures, that is at point 2, pressure at point 5, pressure at due to fluid B which is exerts pressure at point 4 and pressure due to liquid A in this region exerted at point 3. So, pressure at point 5 is P 2, pressure at exerted by fluid B at point 4 is m rho B g, and pressure exerted by liquid A at point 3 is r rho A g, where m is the height of the liquid between points 4 and 0.5 fluid B, and r is the height of liquid between point 3 and point 4. Now, so at equilibrium pressure at point 2 is equal to pressure at point 3. Now, solving this equation we will arrive at this. How? Let us take this P 2 to left hand side and m plus r rho B g to right hand side. So, this equation changes to P 1 minus P 2, that is equal to m rho B g plus r rho A g minus m plus r rho B g. Okay. Now, solving this equation we will get P 1 minus P 2 is equal to r rho A minus rho B g. Okay. Now, this P 1 minus P 2 we can write it as delta P, that is change in pressure, equal to r rho A minus rho B into g. Okay. So, after you will, if you will see this equation, you will find that m is not in the final equation. That means, by seeing the equation of simple manometer, it can be concluded that this equation is independent of m. So, it should be noted that this relationship is independent of the distance m. Now, if P 1 and P 2 are measured from same horizontal plane, then this m does not plays any role in the measurement of pressure difference in case of simple manometer. Okay. Now, let us move on to second type of manometer, that is differential manometer. Differential manometer, if you will see the diagram, it is also a U-tube manometer, that is similar to simple manometer, but there is a slight change in this case. In this case, there is an enlarged area in both the limbs of U-tube. That means, it contains enlarged chambers on both the limbs. In this case, two liquids, immiscible liquids, liquid A and liquid C, these are used. So, this is also called as two fluid U-tube manometer, two fluid U-tube manometer, because two different liquids are used. The third one is fluid B, which is also used in this manometer. Okay. Now, again let us come to the diagram. If you will see this diagram, there are 7 points, point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 points. So, same principle at point 1 and point 7, the pressure applied is P 1 and P 2. So, with the help of fluids we are applying pressure P 1 and P 2 in both the limbs. Okay. Now, in this case, this is liquid C. Due to the pressure applied, it is moved from point number 3 to 4 and 4 to 5. The height is raised up to 5. That height is called as R. Okay. This is the horizontal, arbitrary horizontal plane or datum plane, basing on which we will measure the pressure difference by using this differential manometer. Here in this area liquid A is filled, okay, and above that fluid B is filled. Okay. So, these are the basic construction of differential manometer. What is this? It is a simple U tube manometer with enlarged chambers on both the limbs. That is it has two fluid liquids, two immiscible liquids having different densities. Both the liquids are having different densities, but nearer to each other, not there is a much difference between the densities. So, that is why it is also called as two fluid U tube manometer. Now, at equilibrium what will happen? Pressure at point 3 will be equal to pressure at point 4. The distance between point 1 and point 2 and distance between point 7 and point 6 is A. Similarly, the distance between point 2 and 3 is B, and distance between point 6 and 5 is D, and 5 and 4 is R. So, from the graph it is evident that B is equal to D plus R. Okay. Now, at equilibrium what happens? Pressure at point 3 will be equal to pressure at point 4. That means, pressure at this point will be equal to pressure at this point. So, how we will determine pressure at point 3 is pressure at point 1 plus pressure exerted by this fluid B at point 2 and pressure exerted by liquid A at point 3. So, it is the sum of all these three pressures. So, at point 1 is P 1, at point 2 is A rho B G, and at point 3 due to pressure exerted due to liquid A is B rho A G. Similarly, on the other limb pressure at point 4 is equal to the sum of all the 4 pressures. That means, pressure at point 7 is P 2, pressure at point 6 due to fluid B at point 6 is A rho B G, pressure at point 5 due to liquid A is D rho A G, and pressure exerted by liquid C at point in between points 5 and 4 is R rho C G. Okay. Now, as you see A rho B G and A rho B G, it is cancelled due to similar values. Now, rearranging the equation, we will get P 1 minus P 2, that will be equal to D rho A G plus R rho C G minus B rho A G. What you will get? You will get P 1 minus P 2 is equal to D rho A G plus R rho C G minus B rho A G. Okay. Then after rearranging this, we will get D minus B rho A G plus R rho C G. From this diagram, it is evident that B is equal to D plus R. So, R will be equal to B minus D. Okay. So, here the value is d minus b. So, it is again rewritten as minus r is equal to d minus b. Put the value of d minus b into this equation. So, this equation changes to minus r rho a g plus r rho c g. Again we will take r as a common from both this. So, r rho c minus rho a g. So, P 1 minus P 2 is equal to r rho c minus rho a g. Finally, this equation comes to this P 1 minus P 2 we can write as delta P, that is change in pressure. P 1 minus P 2 is equal to r rho c minus rho a into g. So, from this equation, this is the final equation for this is the final equation for pressure measurement with the help of differential manometer. So, if you will focus on this equation, you will find that this A is missing from the equation. That means, here also the measurement of pressure is independent of the value A. Second thing, density of liquid B is also not there, that is equilibrated with both the sides and it is cancelled in the first point itself. That means, fluid B does not plays any role in the determination of pressure difference with the help of this manometer, that is differential manometer. So, rho c is the density of liquid C, rho B is the rho A is the density of liquid A. That is why it is called as two fluid U tube manometer. Hence, if the difference in densities, if the difference in densities is very small, then also change in pressure can be measured with the help of differential manometers. Hence, smaller the difference between rho c and rho a, larger will be the value of r. R means the distance travelled between point number 5 and point number 4 by liquid C. One more thing, from this equation it is also independent upon the distance travelled by that is distance d, it is travelled by liquid A in this manometer, which is used in this manometer. Now, this is all about differential manometer. Both these manometers has a application in pharmacy. It is used for measurement of very less pressure difference. Simple manometer is most frequently used manometer. Now, the third one is inclined manometer. This is the third type of manometer which is very less frequently used. It is also used for the measurement of a small difference in pressure. As in case of differential manometers, we have seen that is also used for a small pressure difference. It is inclined manometer is also used for the same types of small difference in pressure, for measurement of a small difference in pressure. Here also if you will see the diagram of this manometer. So, all the three manometers are somewhat similar to U tube manometer. So, let us at point P 1, at this point and this point, the pressure is P 1 and P 2 respectively due to this fluid A, and liquid B is filled in this round chamber. Okay. If you will see this manometer, it is slightly inclined, that means slightly tilted. So, here the actual reading R, that is this, here the actual reading R, that is distance travelled by the liquid A, is magnified many folds due to this R 1. Here angle is formed by this horizontal plane, that is this horizontal datum plane with this inclination. This angle is called as angle of inclination with the inclined leg with horizontal plane. Okay. So, this alpha, from this we will determine the value of r, that is sin alpha is equal to r by r 1 perpendicular by hypotenuse. So, r will be equal to r 1 sin alpha. So, here we can determine the value of r, that is r is equal to r 1 sin alpha, where alpha is the angle of inclination of inclined with horizontal plane. In this case, delta p, that is change in pressure, can be determined by P 1 minus P 2, that is equal to r rho a minus rho b into g. That means, rho a is the density of liquid A, rho b is density of liquid B, and g is the acceleration due to gravity, r is distance travelled by liquid A. So, by making a small change in the value of r, it is multiplied into much larger distance r 1. That means, if you change the inclination to slightly downwards, then the alpha will be much more smaller. So, r will be also small, but this r 1 distance r 1, this will be much more higher than r. So, in this way we can measure the pressure with the help of inclined manometer. So, in this lecture we have studied about basics of fluid flow, what is fluid flow, different mechanisms of fluid flow, that is fluid statics and fluid dynamics, and after that we have studied the manometer, that is used for the measurement of pressure difference, different types of manometer. Here there are 3 types of manometer: simple manometer, differential manometer and inclined manometer. So, all these 3 manometers are used for the measuring pressure difference. Simple manometer is most frequently used, differential manometer is less frequently used, it is used for very small pressure measurement of a small pressure difference, and inclined manometer, it is also used for very small measurement of a small pressure difference. Thank you.